Hi there, business owner. Do you want a better understanding of business finance, what your numbers actually mean, and stories of the highs and lows of business, where I'll be sharing my tips and tricks every week? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. I'm your host, Stephanie, and this week I really just wanted to check in with you all and see how you're doing and see how you're feeling now the midpoint of the summer has kind of approached for us. We're just past the midway point. The juggling's getting a little more tricky. We've had a few plans that have had to change, a few spanners in the works, and if it's happening for me, it's more than likely happening for a few other working parents out there as they're managing the summer holidays. So it was really just to check in and see where you find yourself, see where you are, and just know that it's okay whatever situation you're in at the moment. Like I said, we've hit the midpoint of the summer holidays now, and many of us are finding ourselves caught between the demands of running a business and providing quality care for our children and the mum guilt that comes alongside of wanting to make memories and be there for our children. As you know, there's only so many summers we're going to have them needing us this much, eating as many snacks as my children seem to do this summer. Do let me know if yours are the same or if it is just me. But I wanted to share a few different strategies that I and other female business owners are using to manage the summer holidays the best way we can. There is no right or wrong answer here. I'm hoping that this may give you a bit of inspiration if you are in that stuck point and trying to decide how you're going to manage the last couple of weeks as our energies and patience levels are starting to wane. So one strategy that has proven invaluable for many female business owners, just like myself, is the art of crafting a sustainable routine. Now, it feels hypocritical because our routine originally is this week we should have been up in Leeds, we're in Kent, with my mum and my stepdad, but they got sick and we got sick and it just didn't work out that way and all our plans had to change. So crafting a sustainable routine that can account both your work responsibilities and your childcare needs can be a real game changer. And you can set clear boundaries and you can allocate specific time blocks for work to give you some structure, reduce that overwhelm and make you feel a little bit more balanced. But things inevitably change. Things never go according to plan, especially not in my business and life. So it's also really important to be adaptable. So yes, create a basic structure for what you want to achieve each week, each day in the summer holidays, but be flexible and know that it's inevitable that it's likely to change, and sometimes even our best plans need to move around and be amended. Another strategy that we use a lot in my business and our home is to leverage technology and flexibility. Now, this has many different angles to it, and as I said before, there's no right or wrong answers here. This is my opinion and the opinions of other female business owners that I know and work with that are juggling the childcare over the summer. But technology has become a powerful ally in the quest for work-life harmony and balance. You can embrace remote working. I'm doing a lot of working from home because I take the children to the office sometimes with me, but actually at home they can amuse themselves slightly better. Now they're getting slightly older, my children. They don't need that constant sitting with, so they can go off and read a book. They can go off and do colouring and arts and crafts almost independently. Yesterday we baked some muffins, which didn't require too much of my input. So working from home and embracing the remote work is helping me quite a lot. Also, staying connected virtually with a team, if you have one, can be a lifesaver. I have on-site meetings with my clients most months or quarters. They go virtual, or I don't do any in August, and my clients are all aware of that up front. I think it releases that pressure and that overload that's so easy to get on top of you during the summer. But also, you can be adaptable of how and when you tackle tasks. So you can accommodate both business demands and moments with your children. And I give my children tech time. So movie afternoons are quite a popular one in this house. So we will have lunch, tidy up after lunch, and then they'll watch a movie. That gives me a good hour and a half, 2 hours to really get some focused work done, which is quite helpful. Also, there's nothing wrong with just letting them go on the computer. I gave them both tablets the other day so I could do a meeting virtually, and they actually came down and asked for their TT Rockstars login. So they were actually doing their schoolwork and their times table, so it was educational at the same time, which made me feel quite proud that I'm actually doing something a little bit right this summer with my parenting. But yes, technology and flexibility is key to me, but find what works best for you. And another strategy that is probably the most important one out of the 4 I'm going to share today, and that's to nurture your own well-being. And I am the first person who will raise their hand and say self-care is not as high on my priority list as it should be, and it's something that I'm working on. But self-care is not a luxury, and it's a necessity. People often say you can't pour from an empty cup, and it's so true. When you are tired and haven't taken that time for yourself, you have less patience with your children, I often find. I also find that more mistakes can be made in your work as well. So both sides suffer, and it's actually much more beneficial for you to take half an hour out of your work time or of your day to do little pockets of activities that rejuvenate you and make you feel ready to go again, to recharge your batteries. That could be a brisk walk, it could be dancing in the kitchen. We have kitchen karaoke in our house. We get Alexa to play a song, usually Disney related or boy band related, and we will dance and sing around in the kitchen for 10-15 minutes, and it just changes the whole atmosphere of the house. If you haven't done it, go and do it and let me know how you get on, because it's something we really enjoy doing. And it's not every day, but the children now know if I say kitchen disco, they're like up straight away requesting songs. So it works really well for us. It doesn't work for everyone. Find what works for you. It could be that your children are in childcare and you take 10 minutes to do a meditation. It could be that you make yourself a nice lunch. It could be that you go for a lovely coffee. Any of these little tiny activities that recharge your batteries will equip you to better handle the day, to handle the week, whatever it may be. So please take time for yourself to recharge. And finally, please remember that you are not alone in this journey. Connect with a support network. It will feel like every day is uncharted territory, like you're well out of your depth, but please know you're not alone. My inbox is always open. Connect with other female business owners, other female entrepreneurs that are also balancing the childcare juggle. They will provide a sense of camaraderie. That's not a word I can say very easily. And shared experiences. Maybe they have children that are slightly older and they can give you advice and tips on what's worked for them. Maybe you can connect with female business owners whose children are younger and you can help them with strategies that worked for you. You can exchange tips and just lean on each other. I often have a group chat with a few of my friends, and I will sometimes just put a voice note in there, having a real rant or a real cry, and just that element of knowing you're not alone and having that safe space to let it all out is really good. We are all in this together, and please do reach out if you ever need to. As you've known from previous episodes, I've had a few friends that are guests on the podcast already. I'm building a community of female business owners because it's who I am most passionate about helping in my business. So do reach out if you need to, but do find your own support network, and it will help the summer go by that little bit faster. So, as I'm recording this, it's a shorter episode for me this week because I am about to cheer on the Lionesses versus Australia in the semi-final of the World Cup. Come on, Lionesses. As I said, I was so organised with the podcast episodes, and then life got in the way and I'm recording it the day before. But I still have lots to share, and I hope you've enjoyed the episode. But I want to remind you and leave you with one little piece of a little speech, if you like, a little mantra to listen and re-listen to, and that is this. I want to remind you that you have the strength and resilience to manage both your business and childcare responsibilities during these summer months. You're already halfway through. You got this. You're absolutely nailing it, even if you don't feel so. And just know that you've got this, and I absolutely believe in you. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. If you have, please do rate and review. It helps me reach more female business owners, and that means an awful lot to me. And I'll see you next week. And that brings us to the end of another week of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Thank you so much for listening. I'd really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to it, so that I can reach more business owners and help them build better businesses. See you next week for the next episode.